I'm Sarah Smith, and I'm a homeopathic practitioner. I'm also a homeschool mother of 2 kids who are 14 and 17. I'm a former NASA aerospace engineer and also vice president of the Raw Milk Institute. This is a whole system of medicine that was developed in the late 1700s, early 1800s by Samuel Hahnemann. Most people don't know what it is. People think homeopathy is herbalism, or they think it's naturopathy. It's a completely distinct system of medicine that's on its own. They're sold over the counter. You don't need to have a prescription for them. You could see they don't even have a safety seal because the FDA classifies these as GRAS, generally recognized as safe. Growing up, I remember my mom was kind of excited about like, hey, when you grow up, you could go to Mars. That'll be happening by then. I think that was kind of an exciting idea. I think that the school system doesn't really prepare people to know what they want to do. I started off thinking I wanted to be a pediatrician. I started in the biology program. It was so boring. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna do this for 8 years. And so I'm good at math. I guess I'll be an engineer. And so then I literally spent 15 years of my life going down this track of I'm a NASA engineer, and the projects are cool, it sounds amazing, it pays well, but at the end of the day I would go home and just feel like kind of empty. Like I feel like I'm wasting my life. I don't feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so then I ended up looping right back around after I quit working at NASA so that I could raise my kids. And my daughter was having a bunch of health problems. She was about 3 years old at this time. She would get sick really frequently. She was coughing about half of the time. She didn't have a good appetite, and so she had failure to thrive. She basically wasn't gaining weight well. I just felt like there was something wrong there, and I couldn't figure out what. The doctors basically said, oh, give her Ensure, which I don't know if you know about that product, but it's basically high fructose corn syrup and synthetic vitamins. And it was like, that's really your answer? I don't think that could be the answer to this problem. And a friend ended up referring me to a homeopath in California. In consulting with this homeopath for my daughter, the results were so profound that it was just amazing to me, and I had to figure out what was going on. How did this work? Because literally within a few months, all of a sudden she was eating because she wanted to. We weren't having to try to kind of like find ways to get her to eat. She just had an appetite, and she stopped getting sick so much, and her temper tantrums stopped. And so then it was like, okay, what about my son, who was an infant at that time? He was having these horrible sleep problems where he was waking up all night every night, and he had eczema really badly. And so we consulted for him, and same deal. It was like, oh, now he sleeps all night, the eczema's gone. And at that point, it rekindled in me the desire to really understand health and healing. In the 1800s, there was an American Homeopathic Association before there was an American Medical Association. And once the AMA came in, they really were trying to figure out how to push the homeopathy down. They literally bought the colleges, they bought the hospitals, they turned them into conventional medicine, and they started persecuting anyone who was practicing homeopathy in the United States. I was reading a case about a doctor whose wife was practicing homeopathy, and he was getting targeted because his wife was using homeopathy. So they really tried to shut it down in the United States during that time. Meanwhile, it continued to proliferate in other places. So right now, for instance, in France, 1 out of 3 people uses homeopathy. In India, 1 out of 2 doctors is a homeopath. But in the United States, it's still really unknown. Most people don't know what it is. And state by state, there's different laws as far as who can practice homeopathy, who can't. Here in New Mexico, we have a Healthcare Freedom Act, and so I can practice as a lay practitioner. I did go through a training program. I was an apprentice with that homeopath from California, but I don't have an actual certification. But there are certifications and there are degree programs, and some states require those in order to practice homeopathy.